House.
Yeah.
And then there was this. Did you catch Senator Rand Paul's filibuster this week?
The majority doesn't get to decide who we execute. We have a process for deciding this. We have courts for deciding this. To allow one man to accuse you in secret, you never get notified you've been accused. Your notification is the buzz of the propellers on the drone as it flies overhead in the seconds before you're killed. Is that what we really want from our government?
The Kentucky senator standing his ground and standing up for 13 hours, demanding the White House answer his question about whether or not the president could order the death of an American citizen on American soil using a drone without due process. Attorney General Eric Holder finally answered no. Here's some media reaction.
The administration has responded with a letter, as Ari said, from Attorney General Holder to Rand Paul. I'm quoting, "It has come to my attention that you have now asked an additional question. Does the president have the authority to use a weaponized drone to kill an American not engaged in combat on American soil? The answer to that question is no." Senator Rand Paul released a statement saying he's satisfied and will end his opposition to Brennan. The vote, as you know, has just gone through, so I guess that's the end of that tap dance, isn't it?
Well, that was one of the shortest letters I've ever seen from an attorney general, and I think he had a very silent "F-U" in it somewhere.
And yet, when asked, earlier to answer that question, the administration never came up with that two-letter answer, no.
Right, exactly. And with the way they've defined it in such a specific way that it leaves open a lot of possibilities. And what Rand Paul was asking for is the legal justification for this action and some guidelines. We want to know what the ground rules are. Why aren't more Americans standing up there with Rand Paul asking these questions? And I'm speaking as someone who is not opposed to the drone program.
Rand Paul, a conservative senator, but the normally conservative editorial page of the Wall Street Journal slammed him, Rich.
Yeah, this is something where the right is divided. I think that the coverage of Rand Paul generally has been pretty sympathetic because there is a civil libertarian reflex on the part of the media, and it is great drama actually having a talking filibuster. But it just strikes me, though, the incredible hypocrisy that the administration, the memos they have, the white paper they had on this, whoever wrote that, if he or she were in the Bush administration, would be hunted down as a war criminal. But you don't see that reaction whatsoever.
Yeah, we saw the media erupt over Abu Ghraib and electronic spying and that kind of thing. But the possibility of killing Americans with a drone didn't seem to raise such a fuss.
Wasn't David Corn one of the people who was on the Scooter Libby jihad, every single day in, day out, accusing him of leaking something that he actually didn't leak? And this was something that was some imperial presidency that needed to hand over this information. But now when you ask something about blowing up Americans without due process, it's F-U from the Justice Department?
Noah Rothman of Mediaite, Rand Paul shatters Democratic monopoly on romance and captures hearts of young. That's a message the mainstream media does not want to repeat.
Next on